Hey everyone, I wanted to do a little bit of a comparison. This is the trimmer that actually got me into battery powered tools. You can see the X on it there. I was in an Ace Hardware one day and wasn't planning on buying anything related to lawn care equipment, but this was sitting there along with a blower, and they were both 50% off. They were clearing out for the year, and they both included batteries. And so I think I picked up this and a blower for probably under $200, and they both had 5 amp hour batteries, which is quite a good deal at the time. I think the batteries cost even more than that. This is an older model. I don't know if they sell this exact model still. It's the DCST, so string trimmer 920. And the reason I'm doing a video, I've done a video about this one before. It's fine. It's great for lawn care. You couldn't use it as a professional. It wouldn't do any really heavy duty weed whacking, but for trimming around the yard, it's perfect. It's got some issues. I find that it seems to cut string right there. Like if I'm trimming around the driveway, it just pinches and cuts string right at the joint, and so you end up losing it. I'd have to take it apart and go again, which is kind of annoying, but overall it's pretty good. But anyways, I was back in the same Ace Hardware, and lo and behold, they had the new version, which is this is actually the kit version, but it's the DCST 922. So let's see, 922, and this is the 920. So I assume it's pretty much the same thing. So it's a 20 volt. It's not the flex volt. It's not the, I think it's the 60 volt or 40 volt that DeWalt offers. Comes with a battery, and it was the same deal. They were clearing out this year's stock. It was originally $199, and it was half price. So I got 2 of these for $100, or 2 for $200, $100 each. And I'm gonna unbox this one and kind of compare it. I think it's pretty much the same thing, just a redesign of the one I have. And then in the spring, of course, I'll give a much better overview of it, of how it actually works. It looks like I grabbed the one that hadn't been opened yet. Let's see here. I'm going to switch up and open the one that's actually already opened. I'm thinking about selling one of these on Facebook, since I don't need 2 of them. But I figured the battery itself is about $80. You can see it comes with a 5 amp hour battery. I've got a bunch of these already. They're great, but it almost makes the deal worth it just to have the battery. Now let's go ahead and drag this thing out of there. Hard to do this with one hand. Alright, so right away, obviously we've got another charger. I now have like 50 of these. I think this is eventually going to go the way of cell phones, where they stop providing the charger. But right away, one cool thing about this is that it folds. The old one has a joint on it. It's kind of weird. It has this joint, and I think, if I remember right, it came folded, which is kind of strange. But there's really no purpose for it to be folded, because there's a wire running through there. I don't think there's actually like a socket joint in there. I don't think you can take that apart. So it's like this is all just for delivery. It really has no, and packaging, like shipping efficiency, if I remember right. So that was always kind of weird, and your hand can kind of get jammed on it. It's just kind of a strange thing. Whereas this is pretty cool looking. So I've actually got a joint here, which I don't know that I actually use it. I mean, I'm going to store it probably upright, but it's kind of cool that it exists. I don't know how to actually, there we go. So that's got a weird lock on it, so you can see how it locks there. You have to actually flip it open and then go down and latch it tight, and then it's locked in place. So that's kind of cool. I probably won't use that. I'll probably just hang it, but it's kind of cool to have. And then the only other thing that's really different, it does have a high and a low. Looks like mine has a high and a low as well. So that's all the same. Here, I'll flip it around and we'll compare them right next to each other. Yeah, so the the angle is different. So the battery here snaps in from the back. I'll show you there. So here the battery actually snaps in vertically, like that. And then on the other one, the new one, get that out, it goes in, oh, actually underneath. Interesting. That's kind of cool. Wonder if that'll have any like balance differences. That's interesting. So the motor head, or this head section, is much larger on this one, whereas here it's more protected. That's kind of weird. That's real flexible there. I assume this can accommodate a much larger battery, but it's only 20 volts, so that's kind of an interesting frame there. Anyways, it never really bothered me to have the battery hanging out the back. It actually kind of counterbalance things a little bit. Looks like a little bit of corrosion forming there. That's interesting. Yeah, so that'll be interesting to see how it feels when you put a handle on it. Lengthwise, it's about the same. Let's kind of flip it over and just kind of compare the dimensions. So if we center it where your hand is going to be holding there, it's about the same. This will be interesting. So it looks like there's a maybe a little more natural thumb spot. Oh, battery's in there. It's working. That'll be interesting. I hold I'm left-handed, and so I hold the trigger with my right hand and the handle with my left. I'm not sure what a natural right-handed person would do, but it's interesting that they went from a sort of naturally ambidextrous switch here, which just holds the palm of your hand no matter which side you're on, to something that is controlled by your thumb. I don't know. That might get annoying. I never found an issue with this. It was always comfortable no matter what angle I'm holding at. I could always, if I'm flipping it over to trim or rotating, I always just kind of slid with my hand, and was just fine. It worked great. Whereas this actually has a physical depression. I'm not sure if I'm going to like that. We'll see. I'll do a more of a review. It's got the new DeWalt, kind of interlaced yellow grip. You can see, like my light doesn't have that. All the XP or the XR tools kind of have more of the plastic inlay. I don't know if it has any benefit. I've always actually worried on my drill that when this wears out, like when the rubber wears down, I'm going to have this hard plastic cutting into my hand. Same with that there, but so far it's not been a problem. So there's that, and then this is interesting. So if I just put the handle where I have this handle, it wouldn't go there. That's going to be annoying. It looks like this handle can slide anywhere on the shaft, but I'm going to have to put it way out here or right up close. That'll be fun. And by fun, I mean annoying. That seems like it could get really annoying. I suppose if I line them up, I'm going to line up the ends now. They're a little different, so it's a little hard to figure out where they'd line up. It's probably about right. Yeah, that'll be fun to check out. This big mechanism just kind of gets in the way there. I don't actually know. It feels like if I put it up here, it's going to be way, way too far up. But down here feels way too far down. So initially I wondered if it could go over this joint, but I don't think that's what's supposed to happen there. It doesn't appear at all like that's where it's supposed to go. So we'll check that out. Let's take a look down here. This is the thing that was most interesting to me about this. So on one hand, it's a little misguided because I've got the shield on this one. I'm actually not seeing a shield with the new one. I assume it's in there. Yeah, there it is. But right away, this head is way bigger. I assume this is the motor housed in here, in this sort of tiny spot right there. And if the comparison's kind of hard here. There you go. You can kind of see it. Let's bring this one right up next to it. I don't know if size matters here, but if it does, this one would appear to be much more substantial. So that's kind of exciting. I hope it just is a better motor. I could see that leading to some additional lifespan on the battery when you're using it. But then the rest of the unit, like the rest of the head, is actually smaller. Like everything below this part is much more compact, which is kind of cool. I mean, this is all very big. I guess some of that is the shield, so maybe it's kind of the same once you get the shield in there. So we'll see. That's going to be interesting just to see how that works out. And I'd be interested to see how this actually works in here. You know, you've got this kind of like continuation of the shaft there. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's just for strength. That could just be giving that end strength. But overall, this one looks more sturdy. This is all metal. I mean, everything, the shaft all the way down is metal until this bottom part, which is a very hard plastic. The head appears more robust. Looks like it's got an auto. Oh, I didn't notice that. It does have an auto head on it instead of a bump head. That'll be cool. I'm trying to remember now if this one maybe started that way. I don't think so. Yeah, this one always had a bump head on it. Yeah, so it kind of appears to be more robust, but as I'm actually looking at it, little things are standing out. Like, it looks like I'll bolt on the shield here and here. Okay, it'll go there and there, which is good. I was worried it was just going to be on the back there. And this one, you know, has plastic. These are both plastic, whereas this is all metal. Yeah, so it looks like a good improvement. This is the perfect trimmer for me from a yard care standpoint. It's not a curved shaft trimmer. It's not like one of the really little ones, 20 volt. So it has that feel of a more heavy duty trimmer, and I like using a straight shaft trimmer. I just can control it better, get under things better. But it's also not a huge bulking, you know, still professional trimmer that takes a lot of warm up and has all the problems of gas. But it's also just not, you know, real bulky. It's pretty lightweight. I don't feel tired using it at all. So overall, there it is. That's kind of a walkthrough of opening the DCST922. I have an extra one of these. I'll probably keep one of them. Looks like after opening it, I'm going to keep it. Assuming that handle I can find a good spot for the handle. So I'll give a review. I'll do another review once I get all the battery in and get it all assembled. Walk through the assembly, make sure it actually like goes together strong and that handle can fit in the right spot. I won't be able to use it. There's currently snow on the ground, so I won't really get a chance to use it. But I'll get a feel for how the head works. I'll try to cut off some of the string and see how it auto releases the string. I like a bump head. I don't mind rewinding them at all. I think they're great. It's really not a problem at all. I've not found an auto head that I've really enjoyed using. Maybe this is different. So I'll give it a shot and let you all know what I think. Thanks. Sorry it's a little bit of a longer video. I know the video is a little unstable, but hopefully this is helpful. If you're looking for this one, you might be able to pick it up on quite a steal. I would check small places like Ace. They seem to clear out their supply at the end of the year. I asked them what was going on. They said they're just getting new models in. And I've been able twice now to pick up really killer steals, half off on DeWalt equipment. So far it's only been lawn care. I don't think the other stuff is as seasonal, but on this is seasonal stuff, I've been able to pick up some really good deals. So there you have it. Watch for more videos coming soon.